Hello, everybody. Scott Golden here with the WCW Saturday Night Review Series for the 19th of August 1995. Um, and Steve Storm against Craig Pittman kicks us off. Pittman, relatively new to the area. Pittman wouldn't say necessarily new to wrestling, although kind of new to WCW. Pittman comes in with a bunch of punch kick stuff, doing a military gimmick. The Pittman thing never really gets over. Obviously, this is a very unique time in WCW because of the move toward Nitro being less than a month away, about 2 weeks away. Pittman always grinding on the arm and eventually gets the key lock on the arm, wearing USMC gear, and eventually gets the key lock on the arm, getting a victory there. Plug for the run towards Fall Brawl in the end of the year, the end of September. The run towards Pittman basically complaining about the nature that is the matches that he's going to have and all of that. Super basic. He doesn't really say much in his post match promo. Nasty Boys out for an enhancement match here. They are beating down a couple of guys really quickly, and obviously Sags and Knobs going after their opponents relatively simply. Punch kick and the Nasty Boys, as baby faces, are cleaning house. They basically take a couple minutes to get the jacket off, and the enhancement talent gets sent to the pit stop. Big body slams along the way, and ultimately the power slam slash, finish there. Hype for Fall Brawl is a pretty big thing. Marcus Alexander Bagwell up next in a enhancement match here. Bagwell uh, going at it with Tim Horner, which, hey, Tim Horner at the time, not exactly a super competitive guy, has just been on Smoky Mountain TV in the last couple of years, though, so still has some name value left. Bagwell around doing the Stars and Stripes gimmick, had done his deal with Scorpio by this point. Just about to get into the American males more consistently. Horner sends his adversary back into the ropes, takes a couple of cheap shots, cranks down on his chin lock, and gets pretty, I wouldn't say fully aggressive with it, but certainly gets something going there. Some tie-ups and basic things here. Ultimately, we get the run of Bagwell hitting things off in a positive direction, and then we see Maniac Mike Davis, who's here, most notable from the Texas independent scene and all of that. Kurosawa with Colonel Robert Parker out, and Kurosawa hits a bunch of kicks, a bunch of basic stuff. Been brought in from Japan, try and get some extra, reps in an American promotion. Pretty simple, and ultimately getting to where he needs to get to. Simplistically put, and ultimately a bit of a tie-up there. And again, we see things going in a positive direction. Then we see Jim Duggan out, and obviously Hacksaw Jim with WCW right through the end of 2000. I think he was let go, but was brought in '94 and remained with the company through his cancer scare, among other things. Enhancement match for Duggan. This is before his U.S. title win. At the time, Red Tyler is his opponent. Duggan comes in, gets nailed into the buckle a couple times. Red Tyler putting on a little bit of extra weight here. Obviously wearing red trunks. Not a big surprise there. Duggan with a clothesline, getting things going back in his general direction. Then we see Kevin Sullivan and the Master unleashing the wonder that is Ming, wearing some sort of modified horse head. Then we see things coming forward that way, and ultimately then we see Harlem Heat in their enhancement match here. Barry Houston, one of the individuals they're facing off against, of course, Harlem Heat, Booker T, Stevie Ray. I believe they've done a couple of tag team championship runs by this point. Sister Sherry also out with them. Sherry Martel. Uh, Punches, kicks, Harlem Hangover. They were a innovative tag team for the time. Sherry very happy with that, and also leading into her love affair with Colonel Robert Parker. Parker out there basically admitting that he has a thing for Sherry, Bunkhouse Buck, and Dick Slater, the main tag team that are going to challenge them over the next little while. Matches are not as good as advertised. Not that they were good or advertised as such. Flying Brian Pillman out next. Pillman gets, I believe, Jerry Flynn in there. Takedown, front face lock. Pillman not doing the loose cannon thing quite yet, although headed in that direction. Has not done a complete heel turn yet, but headed in that direction. And, tips out of issues, head scissors takeover, and the Air Pillman slingshot. Pillman basically says he wants more challenges going forward, and also kind of running around the Renegade out, we see Dallas Page out with Max Muscle, basically saying that Max Muscle is going to get rid of the Renegade. That does not happen. Renegade, of course, your television champion, Rick Wilson, pretty big guy, doing an Ultimate Warrior impression. That doesn't exactly go according to plan. That's going to happen in a couple of weeks. Ric Flair, though, and Alex Wright, Dos Wonderkin, Wright coming along right around this time in space. Good match, worth going out of your way to see if you haven't seen it in a while. Flair, kind of rolls Alex Wright into position for several near falls, basic stuff. Wright and Flair go at it. Flair he hits the chops and gets the chops in the corner. Real basic stuff, nothing necessarily to write home about. But again, Flair doing everything he possibly can to get things going in a positive direction. And ultimately, Ric Flair is there and valued in that way. Flair, he kind of hits the top of the head and ultimately trying to kind of get things going. Chops the man down with the basics of a figure four. Flair continuing to be aggressive that way. Alex Wright comes back, gets a few near falls. Flair tries to chop things off with a sleeper hold combination. Doesn't get everything he wants there. Gets almost enough, but not quite. And Arn Anderson comes out surprised that Flair's having this much trouble. Near fall, and Anderson comes in and tries to help Ric Flair a bit. Flair does the Flair flop up and over the corner, and very basic maneuvering, and ultimately gets things going in a general direction there. Flair talks about Arn Anderson being someone he cares about, but having a little bit of tension with. They kind of tease that tension going into the fall brawl thing as the leader of the Horsemen, and Flair getting a little cocky in a post-match promo. Very basic. We will be back with more right after this.